I'm ready to show you my soul. Are you ready to show me yours? I hope so, because where two or more come together, y'all. Now, I love the way that tastes. That is nourishment. You hear what I'm saying? Can I get an amen? Welcome to today's installment, y'all, of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Loren, and it is a beautiful day in my neighborhood. Now, let's not get it twisted. It is raining here in Chicagoland. We have battened down the hatches. We had some tornado warnings last week. We had to run down to the basement twice during the week. We may have to yet again today, later in the afternoon, but we'll see how it goes. But we're ready. Went out on the patio today, the deck, and battened down the hatches, covered up all my little herbs and the plants and the flowers and everything to take care of my little babies. Yes, I did. Anything with a life force. I treat it the way I want to be treated. Seriously. Wait. Bell of purpose and effect here, you guys. So that's what's happening here. How are things shaping up today in your neck of the woods? We'd be interested. Drop it in the comment section. So here we are, hump day, middle of the week. This time next week, my husband, Dr. Brian, and we've already started. We'll be preparing to leave on Thursday of next week. We'll be flying to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And you guys remember, I've been talking about it for a while. And you remember year before last, I was there for the very first one, the Trueness Project, the Grand Butterfly Gathering. And this year we're going. Last year we had to miss out because we were in the middle of a kitchen remodel. I'm surprised I didn't faint and fall out of the chair. Woo! Let me tell you. Whoa, if you've ever gone through one of those, that's all I need to say about that one. So I didn't go last year and didn't know I wasn't going until the night before. I thought Teresa was going to kill me because, I don't dip out. I try to be as impeccable with my word as I humanly can. The 4 agreements. I live by them. You should too. Put one of each of those in the corners of everything you are building that you are hoping will be a lasting legacy for you and your mission. Now, remember, we get up every day and we go and we do those things that allow us to pay our bills. That's what we get paid for. But what I'm talking about as far as being impeccable with your word, well, those are the things that we are made for. Bill of purpose, yes, it is a real thing. It is not a gimmick, a show prop. It is a reminder. It's a reminder, you all, that just like that bell, the ring has a truth to it. Let your conscience, let your soul act as your tuning fork, if you will. You'll know if it's out of tune. Ooh, what is that? Tighten it up and head due north, where all things divine are waiting for us all. Okay? Welcome to the show at this time. She's my sidekick. Been with me 11 and a half years since day one out in the driveway when this show was merely a 20-minute live on Facebook. And look where the universe, God, source, greater than, whatever you call what is greater. Look where it took us, right here. Syndication, and this time for us to be together again. Welcome, won't you? Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. I love me some Lucy. Delicious. Now, let's get started. Who do we have here today? We have a wonderful one. You're going to love this. You might want to phone a friend right now and let them know. Get in here. There's a lot of greatness on the table. Don't leave any, not one crumb of it behind. I'm telling you, have I ever lied to you before? I don't think so. So there you go, Bell of purpose. So listen, today we have Miss Mavis in the house. She's a Ph.D. and she's a clinical psychologist, a senior research scientist. I didn't know that. Oh, Lord. Okay. Rule number 1, Miss Mavis, because I know you can hear me. We have a rule here. Y'all know it's true. No words with more than 5 syllables. And those, you better say them phonetically for me. Just saying. So, she is a scientist who does research at the University of Washington's Center for the Science of Social Connection. Wow. Okay. She's also a co-creator. Here's one of those words. It's a name with the late Robert Kohlenberg. That wasn't so hard. Of Functional Analytic Psychotherapy. FAP. Not FAP. FAP. She straightened me out on that one earlier. Okay. Now, this is an evidence-based treatment that harnesses the power of the therapeutic relationship to promote meaningful change in all of our lives. Okay. She's also the co-author of 6 books on FAP and has published more than 85 85. Push those two together. 85 scientific articles and book chapters. She's also in our book, The Wings of Purpose. You've been seeing things about that. Oh, wait. I am going to look at this. There. Wings of Purpose. Oh, is that me? I'm in there as well. Yes. And so have many of the guests over the last few weeks. And we've got a few more before we head off to beautiful, beautiful Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So today, sit back, get ready, put your thinking cap on. You're going to need it. She's easy on the eyes, she's easy on the ears, and she's definitely easy on the spirit. When we return in just a moment, she'll be right here sitting next to me, Dr. Loren, Miss Mavis. And I'm not even going to see, you see why I'm not. Doesn't she have a last name? Yeah, but I'm not butchering it. I don't want her chasing me down in Jackson Hole. I'm just saying, I will let her tell you how to say it. It only has 4 letters. But I respect the name because when we speak into existence, I want to honor every single word and be impeccable with it. So there you go. You guys, we will be right back. Don't you dare go away. Phone a friend, settle in, get your coffee, tea, water, buttermilk, whatever it is. Oh, somebody out there is drinking some buttermilk. You best believe. Won't be me, though. We'll be right back. Don't you dare go away. All of our stories begin with either in the beginning or once upon a time. And for me, my story began pretty much, and this is how it was referred to for quite a while, a backdoor deal. I could be living in a different neighborhood, in a different school, with different kids in the same bedroom from day to day. And so it began to feel like I was moving through a maze. I was always the kind of kid who would talk to my imaginary friends, they would talk back, and I know now that it was a great thing because it was carving out a place for me to dream. A lot of us will say, well, I want to lose 10 pounds. And then down the road, we've gained it. Why? Because want comes like a wish list, but need comes with a plan. When you feel that power, that is your story, and you see how many paths it can light, trust me, there's nothing in the world that will make you say it wasn't worth it. Well, she is here. And who might you be, little lady?
I was hearing you say you didn't want to butcher my last name.
Got that right. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. I don't want to make her mad. So say hello to the folks and give them all of it. Everything on the screen there.
Happy to be joining Dr. Loren. My name is Mavis Tsai. And Loren, this Show Me Your Soul and I'll Show You Mine.
Yes.
I am actually pretty emotional. Like when you were prepping me,
Yeah.
you said, this isn't an interview, we're creating divine moments. You said, we're not going to be good friends. We're going to be blessed friends.
I did.
And I got very emotional listening to you. And so that's what's happening in my soul.
Oh, well, you know what, Mavis, let me go like this so you all can see. I do this. I receive this. I receive it all. See, so many of us, we go, oh, I received that, but look what I'm doing. Or I receive it. We're pointing at one thing and missing three. So, you know what? I'm not trying to manifest my legacy, my divine purpose, one syllable at a time. I am doing it. No try to it. Manifesting one miracle at a time. And so, this is why Christians believe the cross covers from the beginning of time throughout the end. And so every day, when I say I receive this, I receive all of it. Because what you're saying to me might come jumping in, and I'll be emotional myself 20 minutes from now, 20 days from now, maybe even 20 years from now. And so I receive it because it is here for a reason. Everything is with purpose. There are no mistakes. It's what they do to keep our journeys interesting, right? Or how else could 100 years from now, Mavis, the world still be interested, right? So, well, I am so glad you're here. I gave you a warning, so take what you feel. That's what I love about this part, where I leave for a moment and just let you create your own soul vibe with everybody. You've started it by saying what was on your spirit. Now, go in and give them just a little tad bit, one of these. So they go, Mavis, I love the way that tastes. Go on, give them some of that flavor, and I'll come back in and we'll get started. How's that sound?
How much time do I have left?
I'll come back in when you see me pop on the screen. That means I'm itching to start yapping. Okay, so right now, let me move you over here where you are in the main seat. See, that's the throne of the show right there on my. Is it? Well, it's my left, which means it's probably your right. Pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time. Here you go, Mavis. Really, just tell everybody what it is that you get to do every single day that allows you to ease some form of suffering somewhere in this world. Take it away, all you.
It's not easy for me to speak to an audience that I'm not seeing, but in terms of creating a soul vibe, whoever is out there, you matter. Whatever it is that is touching your soul, whatever you're feeling called to speak in terms of your truth, to pursue in terms of your values, I just want to celebrate you. And I've been thinking about how we can't pursue what it is that's most important to us. We can't pursue our greatness without both connecting to our light and our darkness. So we can't. Are you ringing your bell and saying that's it?
Yeah, that's some truth. Told you. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. And so when we go into our light, we have to feel our darkness, whatever our shadow is, whatever wounds we carry. And when we go into our darkness, that brings us into our light. So I'm hoping to talk with Dr. Loren about both of those. And then in terms of what I love to do to ease suffering, I love to create these divine moments that you're talking about, Dr. Loren.
As do I. And you know, that's why I say it's a conversation. So many people that I run into in my day-to-day life, they don't realize that they're on this. Oh, you're on stages. Oh, I can never do that. If we're in the grocery store and we're talking to each other in the checkout line, we're on a stage because this moment has been divinely staged for us to come together. And so I go in expecting something wonderful to come from it. And guess what? It always happens. Always. Because we're told to count it all joy, not here or there, then or that, this or it, always. And so it means it is always there. I just have to clear the whiteboard, shake up the kaleidoscope of purpose and expect to see a design when I look through it that I've never seen and I've never been. It is the beautiful thing. I say all the time, Mavis, if you want to change the world, you only have to do two things. Get up every single day and know that there is something in this world that you can bring that has never been here before. But in order to pull that one off, you must believe that you are going to wake up today and transform into a version of yourself that you've never been before. And there it is. That's why we are expanding. We are human beings, then we become human doings, and when we've completed our mission in this world, we become human dones. And until then, keep it going. So share this with one person right now. I see more and more of you coming in. Come on in. There's room for all of you. And welcome to all of you. So, Dr. Mavis, let's get started here, shall we? Now, I went to LinkedIn, and and she has a TEDx talk, and we're going to see a little bit of that this morning. Not yet. It's a teaser, but it's coming. But I would like to ask you about this. And I'm quoting. You say, there, and you can find this on her LinkedIn. We'll give you that link here in a little bit. You say there's so much pain, loneliness, and I've heard loneliness is in fact Dr. Sanjay Chopra. He and I are writing a book called From Splintered to Centered: 7 Dimensions of Navigating Your Soul. And one of the first things he put into one of the early chapters was that loneliness is in fact a documented. It is an epidemic currently in the world. And it just breaks my heart. And you say there's so much pain, loneliness, division, and disconnection in the world right now. That's just the first line. We could talk all day about that one line. But tell me, why did you open this section of your, this is like the get to know you part in LinkedIn. Please go over and check it out. You started with that. Most people start with things about themselves. I have da-da-da-da-da, and I hold a degree from, but you went straight to the heart of your work. Tell everybody, because this isn't what you were paid for. We're talking about what you know you were made for. What do you say to that?
What is your question? Why did I start with there's so much disconnection
What
in the
makes
world?
you feel when you say there is so much pain, loneliness, division, and disconnection? Is that something you cut and pasted from the New York Times? Did you see, Lester Holt, which isn't on the air anymore, but I still love him. Love you, Lester. His son is actually our guy here in Chicago. Ian. But what is it why did you feel you needed to start with that? Why is that so important to you?
Because I see it and I feel it. I encounter it all the time, that people feel this yearning to be more connected. And so I see it in my work, I see it in my community, just this yearning, the sense of I need to be more connected in a deeper way. So people can feel disconnected and lonely even when surrounded by others. And that's even more painful, Dr. Loren.
That's true.
Than being alone. And to feel alone when you're around people that supposedly
you can be around a stadium full of people and be completely alone. I've been there. You're absolutely right. And I'm married to a therapist, so I know about y'all. And so you guys, here's a little tip. If you're around a therapist, no offense, but if you're around a therapist and all of a sudden you see how we're even on the screen, and then all of a sudden they're up here and they're going, and how does that make you feel? You're on their couch. Or in their chair. I'm just letting you know. It took me years of marriage. And I was like, how can we always start here on the pillows next to each other? And then in no time, I'm going, well, I think it's because, hey, I know what you're up to. Get out of my head, honey. So anyway, but do you feel that because you are a therapist and the type of work you do, that do you consider yourself an empath?
Of course.
Huh?
Of course.
You do. So that heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown. Why do you think you were chosen, anointed, gifted, blessed with the gift of empathy? Why? And when you see what's around you, you just said in this line, pain, loneliness, division, and disconnection. Some people might think, well, who would want that? Who indeed? Could you speak to that for us?
I think many of us are blessed with the gift of empathy.
I agree.
Not just me.
Oh, no.
And I I think we all have our unique gifts and callings.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that I spend that much time thinking why. It just is. So,
So you don't question
in
it.
what's that?
So you don't question it.
No,
That's right.
no. I mean, I can tell you about my history and how it is that I came to be so empathic.
So wonderful.
But I, I don't know if that's what you're asking.
Of course. Your journey, your story. All we want to share with is, can you just part the curtain? Some people refer to it as the veil. Part that. Just give us a peek inside your purpose. Why? Because a lot of people have these gifts, doesn't mean they use them. Mm, right? Drop your comment. Here. I
I'm
want
not sure that I'm not. I don't feel like I have a choice in terms of using my gifts.
mm,
But it started when I was very little, and my parents, bless their souls, they were very loving people, and they created a lot of conflict for me to resolve.
how
So
so?
they would have terrible fights. I was like 3, 4, 5 years old, and I would be waking up in the middle of the night by them yelling and screaming. And I could remember my father like throwing a frying pan into the television set and shattering it. And I knew how to calm them down. I was the only thing that could calm them down. And so it was tremendously frightening and painful.
Mm.
But I developed this gift of knowing how to soothe people.
That's the same gift my husband has. And everyone refers to Dr. Brian as he's such a pure soul, and he hates when they say that. He does not see himself. He's just like you when he goes, I don't know. And the thing is, think about it. Because Dr. Sanjeev, he always quotes these wonderful quotes. And he says, darkness is where the light enters, you see. And so it is all about balance. It is all about balance because when we weigh things, we see where balance lives, right in the middle. And sometimes, and here's the deal: oftentimes we hear, "Oh, don't put me in the middle of that. Oh, I ain't trying to get in the middle of that." But the middle is the zero of the number line of life, where just said you said rest their souls. That is, they're in the past now, but their work and their purpose in your life is still with you in the now, which is the zero, because you used it just now. And now someone's going to take that and use it in their future. I, for one. So the zero of the number line is the only place that we can effectively draw from the past, contribute to the future, and have an impact right now. If you're living too much, regret, and I wish I would have when I was 20, or one day, someday, which is on no calendar in the universe, this is not possible. But what do they tell us, Mavis? Ooh, I'm telling you, this book will take you from zero to hero. Really? The hero stays on the zero. The zero is the same as an O, the power of now, the only place you can effectively do anything, right? The power of we. Wow. Wonders of this world. When you say wow, it's because you're right in the middle. You're right there looking into the face of divinity. And sometimes it's a reflection of your own. So, I get it because listen at your voice. It is so soothing. It is so peaceful. So where there was chaos, peace was born of it. If I had a mic, I'd drop it, but it was a pen. There we go. So,
Hey, Dr. Loren,
ask
will you
you this.
show, Dr.
Go
Loren,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You first.
will you show our audience your bell? Because you showed it to me, and
I sure will.
that's wonderful.
The Bell of Purpose. Yes, it's engraved. And you started years ago.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Mavis. It was a call bell like on a hotel desk, ding ding ding, and I was using it for years. And then a woman from Cornell, she was a professor of divinity, and she called me and she said one of my students follows your show, and we were studying the sacredness of bells throughout history, why they're at the top of churches and things like this, and how they always opened up divinity and things like that. And it was thought that the bell means that the voice of God Himself is moving through this place. And I didn't even know that, but because I tell you, when I got the instructions for my journey, when I really started feeling it, right, I heard, well, you know what, Loren, I wasn't Dr. Loren, it was just Loren. You know why we enjoy working with you? So much. I said, why? And they said, because I'm the one when they said in third grade, you only use 10% of your brain. I was like, good, because I need a lot more than that, right? So they said, because, let's just imagine, if you will, picture this. We have a bookshelf behind our desks here, and there's a volume there that explains our journey with each one of you. Well, yours, Loren, is one of those yellow, black, and white books y'all have down there. Whatever for dummies. And at first I was like, hey, did you just come? But then they said, no, it just means it's not complicated. That's why I make the joke about 5 syllables. It's not complicated. It is simplistic because that makes it accessible for all. And so it is these conversations like now that help people understand the power of the word TOO, how we don't move it from the end of a sentence where it was originally intended for inclusion. Yes, Mavis is telling all of us that we can have some of this peace too, that we can comfort others too. But when we move it, I can't learn that. I'm too old. I'm too traumatized. No, you can be so old and you can be so traumatized, but the promise says you'll never be given more than you can handle. So deal with it and deal it out like cards to everyone sitting at your table. But you will not do that if you forget who built that table, something greater than ourselves. How do you feel about when people say he or she has great energy? What comes to your mind when you hear that? What do you see? What do you feel?
Well, you are in front of me and you have great energy. What I feel is what it is that they emanate. So you are exuding just this really powerful, loving, inspirational presence. And I just love how these aphorisms flow out of your mouth. I don't know how you got to be this way, but you have this just amazing combination of wisdom and entertainment.
Oh, I received this. You know what? I can tell you how, because you're a therapist, and I'm telling you. You know how I really was able to embrace it was when I started this work, and I started working with children first, because that's how you earn yourself to the big stations. You got to start with the gymnasiums and the classrooms first. And a lot of speakers go, "I'm great." No, those are the best critics in the world. They're gonna let you know I'll never forget my very first one in front of kids. It was in a gymnasium, and they had kindergartners and the 6th graders who were against the wall at the back of the gym. And there were all these little African American girls in the front row, and they each had like 1,000 little click clack things in their hair, and they're sitting there Indian style, and they're like this. And I started, but I was looking over them, and then I looked down halfway, and they were like, and I was like, so all of my attention went to them. And let's just put it this way: I love to get down on one knee and tell a child that says, my mom left me too because I was in foster care, 22 homes. Some of you may know that. But it's not a shame anymore. It's not filled with blame anymore. There are no mistakes. It was what was needed to take me to where I am and beyond. And so I tell anyone with any kind of trauma, big T, little t, any T, know this. The moment it found you and you found it, something greater than all of us literally marked you for future greatness. It is true. It is true.
So, Loren, that is definitely true. And
you heard it.
And we can't be great in a vacuum. So I just finished a study with my research team at the University of Washington on trauma. We led 4 sessions using the awareness, courage, and love intervention with adults who survived adverse childhood experiences. And what we focused on creating is, how do we allow other people to accompany us in our feelings of trauma? Because that's what heals us. What makes something traumatic isn't the event itself necessarily. It's that we did not have someone there holding us through the experience. We were not seen, cared for, valued. So we can go through really traumatic things, but if we allow someone's care and compassion to be with us, that's what really can heal us.
See, and you're absolutely 1000% correct, because all those decades, it was like I had one suicide attempt per decade, 5, and then I hit 50. I call that the divinity meridian. The divinity meridian. Say that 10 times in a row.
Divinity meridian.
Yes, I crossed over into a place where, because childhood is the briefest of the seasons, and it is the age of innocence. It is where everything, before we get cataracts of being jaded, or all the things that change us from who we naturally are. That's why children have fairy tales that all have morals to the story. I'm a firm believer of the power of 3, and that is why 3 blind mice, 3 pigs, the 3 bears, 3 wise men, because there were 3 crosses. And it is to tell us to stay in the middle where you belong, so that you can be historical, legendary. And so it's the kind of thing where you said something earlier, and you said, I didn't have a choice. You did, but you chose to just do it. And so you forget, because you moved away from the question. See, people are afraid of the question marks. I'm going to tell you, when you look through the window of opportunity, I would see all my heart's desires in there. Oh, and then I'm going through I'm going to step over here 3 steps, and I'm going to use the door of opportunity. And then I see a question mark. Wait a minute. Is that, what's on that letter? That isn't a normal postage stamp. Question mark. What's in there that I don't know? I ain't going in there. Because then I hear people say, that isn't what happens to people like you. Why don't you get over it? How are you going to get around that? There's no way to dig from under it. That's wall talk. And I started hearing wall talk when I saw the question mark, until one day I heard the question mark talk to me. Why are you afraid of me? I am the thing that saves you from ego traps. They're like landmines in your journey. The question mark is proof that whatever it is you're looking at for you and all your heart's desires are surrounding it. That is what created you inside of that opportunity, waiting on you. So that is proof that something greater than you is already in there, because it expected you. It knew you would come. But did you believe you could get there? So let me ask you this. You say real change rarely begins with grand gestures. Like, she always has to make an entrance. That thing. Me. Guess who I was sitting next to at the dinner last week? Name droppers and this, that, and the other. I was told a long time ago, if you're going to drop names, Loren, drop 2. Mine, who created you, and then your own. Because you don't know anything about all the others. But we know each other, right? So you say real change rarely begins with grand gestures. It begins in ordinary moments. For instance, choosing presence over distraction, courage over avoidance, understanding, this is a big one, over judgment, and love over fear. Let's start with love over, we're going to reverse engineer the list. We're going to start with love over fear. Children are fearless. Don't you jump up. They'll put their hand like they're going right for the flame. Don't worry. They'll jump up. That was me. A pillowcase on the roof. I can be Superman. That didn't turn out well. But we are fearless. Talk about that. How important is an element of fearless? Because I don't think we're supposed to be completely devoid of it, but enough to keep moving. Talk about that if you could, Doctor.
I don't think that anyone can be fearless necessarily. So that's why I said choosing love over fear. You can, so being courageous doesn't mean being fearless. It means moving forward despite feeling fear.
That's right.
And as you were saying, all change happens in this moment. This is the only moment we have control over. So choosing love over fear in this moment with you, I'm not an extrovert. I don't like attention focused on myself, but I'm choosing to be with you, choosing to talk with you, because
you don't like solo attention.
You don't understand that, do you?
Oh, there it is. Oh, look, she's on the screen by herself. Look at her, everybody. Look. Okay, that was a silly me. Sorry, ADHD at work. But go ahead. I get it. Some of the greatest legends in the history of our world were folks just like you. They didn't seek the limelight, but the light that the world needed was seeking them. It works in both directions. That is divinity. That's why we have up, down, left, right. Go ahead. Say it.
Just you know how people talk about dreams, and Martin Luther King said, I had a dream, and I believe that dreams also pursue us. Like you said, we don't have to seek dreams. We don't have to pursue the limelight. Dreams come after us.
That's
and
right.
So my dream of bringing functional analytic psychotherapy to the world. So FAP focuses on the power of authentic connection between therapist and client. And we have like over 35 years of research focusing on the impact of how powerful the moment is in terms of what the therapist can authentically reinforce in the client. But the problem was there was a bottleneck with people wanting FAP and being able to receive it. So the dream that was calling me was bring this to the world. Do not limit it to people who can afford therapy or people who are interested only in therapy.
Wow.
And so the principles of awareness, courage, and love come from functional analytic psychotherapy. And I was called to just make it available to everyone in the world. And so, so that's how the Awareness, Courage, and Love Global Project in the international community was created. And anyone has access to this community where they can connect more deeply with themselves and others and just pursue relational health. And just
see,
so
it's the same thing as what I was saying earlier about when they said whatever for dummies. For me, keeping it so accessible, which does not mean basic. I gotta understand when you say, well, basically, there's nothing basic about purpose or divinity. It is not basic. It is brilliant. Okay? And brilliance is within all of us, every single one of us. And I love the way you frame that. And what I really am just, I mean it. My soul is swimming underwater in the pool of what you just poured out. It is because you said you don't want it to be just for people who can afford it. I remember, especially in the African American community, you say something about therapy. It's like, I'm going, I'm speaking some language that no one understands. And it used to have some type of stigma attached to it, even for myself. But I've been in therapy since I was 10 years old. And it was like 2 years ago, my most recent therapist graduated me. And I was like, what? When he laid that on me in that session, I was like, who says you can do, who told you to do that? And I was like, should I go find something to throw in? You know what I was thinking last night? So he'll keep me. It was like, it's so interesting how our perception of something will dictate or not what But see, anyway, I love that about you. And what I want to do next is tie in some of these others: the understanding over judgment, the courage over avoidance, and choosing presence over distraction. I want to tie it into when we talk about your chapter in the book, Wings of Purpose, and it is entitled Elevating Humanity, Embodying Awareness, Courage, and Love in a World That Needs Us. That is powerful. That really, really touches my soul. In a world that needs us. I want to ask all of you out there watching today and in the replays, when was the last time you considered what the world needs from you? It is not what you want from the world. Want is a wish. I want to lose 30 pounds. Put it on a post-it note, stick it on your fridge, and 6 months later, you've gained it. But when the doctor tells you 25 years later, you need to lose that 30 pounds, I'm going to have to put you on insulin. Well, what do I need to do, doctor? We need an action plan. Need is connected to a plan. So start seeking what you need. Put it inside your plan because it's planned for you because they need you. Get this done. When we return in just over a minute and a half, we're going to come right back. We're going to her chapter. We're going to find out why she wrote it and what she was hoping people like us would take from it. That and a lot more ahead. Don't you dare go away. We'll be right back. Hey there, my friends. It's Dr. Loren, and I want to personally invite you to take a look at something very special. Bathrobe Moments is back, y'all. That's right. And as we step into this new chapter, I'm seeking bold, purpose-driven voices, real voices who are ready to share something real. Now, it doesn't have to be perfection. No, it doesn't need to be a performance. But it does need to be your truth. If you have a story that can help someone heal, grow, rise, live life just a little bit differently, better, then that is what we are looking for. And this could very well be your moment. So now remember, you don't have to be famous. You just have to be real, ready and willing to share from your heart. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, you can get behind this, then we want you to DM us right here. And someone from the team is going to reach out. And we're going to see if this moment, because the door's open, and who knows, this moment, well, it very well might be yours. Let's see.
The power of we was a way of inclusion, a way of inviting anyone who needed or wanted a place to belong.
It was just very clear to me that this was something that would really benefit the young folks right here.
And to be able to give them a different perspective, that I know where they come from, I know what they're experiencing because I was there too, and letting them know that there's different actions that they can take that'll lead to a different destiny.
We really needed to hear that. In order to change our community, we needed to hear that.
And they are inspired to invest in making it happen. That's powerful.
Oh, stop. No, keep going. No, stop. Okay, welcome back. Oh, Dr. Mavis Tsai is in the house. She's a Ph.D., but she's far more than that. She is a blessed friend today to all of us. Now, before we went on the break, in case you just tuned in, let me recap. We've been talking about all kinds of things about, how to replace the loneliness, the sadness, the trauma, all the things that keep so many of us from finding our true center. And so your chapter in the book, Wings of Purpose, is entitled Elevating Humanity. Now, that's a heavy load. It's like, hey, get on my shoulders, world. I'll carry you. Now, let's just start with that part. Where did that come from? What made you think that you could speak to us and that people would be willing to believe you that we could actually elevate humanity?
That's what's coming through my soul. I really believe, Loren, that each of us has unique gifts to offer the world. And I see that in everyone that I interact with. They may not see it themselves, but then it's my job to reflect back to them what they have to offer.
That's right. That's right. Isn't it interesting when you see something? Because that's my divine gift. Brief glimpses into the greatness of certain people. And my birth mother told me as she transitioned, son, I've seen it. I see why it was so important that we were separated for the first 32 years of your life. But it is wonderful. Now, it's going to shatter your heart one day. What? She didn't hesitate. And she transitioned like 7 minutes later. She goes, wait. She goes, I don't mean it like that. She goes, it's wonderful. But when you see those who won't believe you, for whatever reason, they can't or won't believe you, that they are capable of such greatness, it's going to shatter your heart. But you keep going. Because even if it's there, even if it's that one, and that's what keeps me going. I always think, what if that one is 10 minutes from now? What if that one is it you? Someone said that. You see, what if that one is me? Why would I want to stop? If it was me, oh my goodness, can you imagine finding out? You know, that one that she talked about was you. I am not willing any longer to quit on myself, fire myself, disenfranchise myself, degrade myself, self anything but appreciation, love, and all the things that make something expand into something greater. I look for one E and one R. What is it you get up every day for, Dr. Tsai? And know that it's out there for you today. What is it? Is there anything you get up and look for every day?
I get up to serve the people in my community, in my life, and just see their light and their joy when they are seen and valued.
When you encounter someone who thinks that they are broken, and I'm sure you, in your line of work, you see it, and you just cannot convince them that they are more. How many times in your career, you can't even find this number, I'm sure, but speak to the presence of the essence of what I'm getting at here is, because my caseworker, Ann Hasselbaum, I received her 3 weeks after she finished college. I was one of her first kids. And then I found her after I found my mother 32 years later. Well, I mean, you know, it wasn't 32, but when I found my mother, who I had not been with for 32 years, I went looking for Ann next. And she had retired 3 weeks before. There's the power of 3. And she said, I always wondered what happened with you. As with many of the kids I had charge of, I would ride home for many years and you'd be in the back seat on my spirit, wondering. And she and I had a secret handshake where she would say, walk me to my car whenever she would come visit me. And she said, you don't have to say a word as we go to the car. I'll say, be a gentleman, Larry, that was my name then, and walk me to my car. And if something is wrong, if something scares you, if something doesn't feel right to you, if it is real to you, then it is real to me. Squeeze my hand 2 times, and I will come and take you away before the sun sets. And I told her, you did it 3 times in 5 years, but you did it hundreds of times over the last 4 decades. And so I want to ask you, like when you feel
So you said, how do you convince someone that they're broken?
that there's something, yeah.
I don't try to convince people of anything. I feel like we're all broken and that we're all whole. That's true of everyone.
Wrap your mind around that.
Yeah. And rather than convincing someone, it's like just being with them and loving who they are in that moment and holding their pain as well as reflecting their light.
I love it. And you know how I know you mean every single essence of every syllable? Because I'm looking up in the corner where I see your logo. Take a look, you guys. It's right there. That's why I took the Bathrobe Mobiles one out today. And I put that up there. I want it in front of you. I know your eyes have registered with it, whether your heart and soul did or not. It's in there. Ain't no getting away from it. Live with awareness, courage, and love. And then you see a heart. And I feel like that's the world, because see that thing going around it, and then you're being held. You see, tell us how this came to be and what each thing that is not a word is speaking, hopefully, from your heart to ours. Break it down.
The logo actually came into being as part of one of my awareness, courage, and love meetings. We stayed afterwards and talked about how we need a logo. And the people who were there had just experienced this really powerfully connecting meeting. And so they wanted to have hands holding a heart because they were feeling held. Their hearts were feeling held. And then the line that's wrapping around the heart, it represents the world.
See, you didn't even have to explain it. It was crystal clear. See how easy you can make sense. If you don't like speaking aloud, let your imagination speak for you. It is the greatest screen in the universe. In everything we touch in our worlds, anything tangible, the beginning of it, getting here, was on someone's screen somewhere in time. Just like that. So if you are trying to see something, or people say, ooh, Mavis, I can so see you doing that. We cannot unsee what we've seen for a reason. Now you've spoken it. We cannot unhear what we've heard for a reason. But there's nothing in there about you cannot unspeak what you've spoken. If you have a curse that I can't, I won't. It's impossible. Unspeak it and change it into the direction known as due north, and watch what happens. Mavis, as we start wrapping up this conversation, I'm going to say something and I want you to speak to it. I believe that the now, what makes it so wonderful, but also can make it sometimes, is because it is indeed, in fact, a temporary reality. Just now, since I've said it, we're inside of another reality, just like that, just like that. So what are your recommendations for people to do this? Because I believe that when we live in the now, we solidify our passions now live at the top of our minds. That's the only way they can land on the tips of their tongues, because it originated from the core of our spirit, our soul, our heart. 1, 2, 3, and those are literal chakra zones. And that is the grout, the divine grout, that will put all the tiles of your journey, all the things you had to walk through, make it through, keep them in place for history, and it seals your literal voice within the hallways of history. So talk about anything that's on your spirit now. If people were to forget everything we've said here today, except for one thing, what would you hope that one thing would be that they would keep and take forward in their lives?
I think there's a lot of emphasis on spiritual bypassing, like somehow you can forget whatever is holding you back and just go for it. And I'm more about expansiveness. So you can be with whatever pain, whatever darkness, hold it with love and expand it. So rather than suppressing things or avoiding things or pushing them aside, it's just open up to the possibilities. So you're doing it.
That's right.
And you don't have to shut down any part of yourself.
Did you hear that? That's right. Listen, Dr. Mavis Tsai, you are incredible. You are an incredible soul. You are an entrusted soul. And I'm so grateful that you have done your best with what you were given to bring to us. And I just want to say this as we begin to leave. It's my Jerry Springer moment, y'all. The final thought of the day. And if I were to be able to mute the world and have you hear one thing and one thing only, it would be this. Please remember this. When something hurts, get to the wall. Measure your growth. Remember when we were kids and we would grow and they'd put us up there and they'd mark it? Well, guess what? You've grown. You grew before you knew of the pain. You grew the moment the arrow of it, the dart of it was coming in your direction. Now that you feel it, get to the wall. Guess why? There's a reason they call them growing pains and not growing tickles. Celebrate it all. Count it all joy. On the screen, Dr. Mavis, livewithacl.org. What do they find when they get there?
We're actually revamping the website right now, but they will find out all about what awareness, courage, and love is and more about our community. They will get to see videos. They'll get to see my TED Talk there. But just a lot of inspiration and information.
That's what we're leaving with today. Some of your TED Talk. And there's one more. Tell them about this one. What do they get when they go here?
That's our international community. So they get a place where they can attend international experiential meetings and practice being more aware, courageous, and loving in a safe environment where they can come just as they are.
Just as you are. I heard that somewhere else. Come as you are. Think about it. Find it. And take it home with you. As we get out of here, I'm going to leave you with some of Dr. Mavis's TEDx talk. Get over. We're going to drop both of the links here and the link to the TED Talk in your show notes immediately upon conclusion of today's show, which unfortunately is in a couple minutes. I love you, and I cannot wait to spend more time with you in Jackson Hole. This time next week, we'll be on our way for sure. I honor you. I thank you. Please keep giving the world all you have. We definitely need it. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Dr. Loren.
Of course, anytime. She'll be part of the 90-minute specials, probably on both of them. So we'll let you know more about that after the Jackson Hole experience. I'm Dr. Loren, and I want to thank you for everything you do to make me a better person. Now, I'm going to share the screen. Let's take a look at some of this amazing TEDx talk that Dr. Mavis has out there. Here we go, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Get out and make it a divine everything.
There's something that increases our risk of death more than excessive drinking, more than chronic exposure to air pollution, more than obesity. Something that increases our risk of death as much as excessive smoking. Social isolation, a sense of disconnection, loneliness, according to an analysis of 148 studies with over 300,000 people. So I know this place of isolation deep inside me. It started in Hong Kong when I was a preschooler, about this high. Chinese girls are typically given flowery names by their parents, like Lianghua, meaning lotus blossom, Jingyi, friendship of the heart. My parents, being health professionals, named me Kangzhen, meaning healthy and straight. Well, I was scrawny and I had poor posture. My classmates teased me.
Show me your soul.